Free after that episode aired. She gave her side of the story to Dateline.
Did you manipulate Sharee Cassidy into killing your husband?
No, I did not.
1999. Her husband, Bruce Miller, is shot while talking on the phone in his office. Police were stumped until a suicide occurred 600 miles away. Former homicide detective Sharee Cassidy had shot himself in the head. At his house, police discovered a videotape. The woman on it, Sharee Miller.
Did you ever send naked pictures of yourself to Sharee?
No.
Did you ever send Sharee films of you naked?
Films of me naked? No, I didn't.
The two had struck up an online relationship.
It showed her saying things to this guy to really kind of bring his blood to both a sexual and emotional boil.
She told Sharee her husband was abusive and finally convinced him to kill her husband.
He couldn't see what the truth was anymore and what was a lie. He was going to be the white knight for Sharee Miller. He was going to kill the dragon and claim his property.
But perhaps the most damning evidence, a suicide note left by Sharee.
I was so blind and so stupid and so much in love. Little did I know she never meant any of it. She just wanted all her money and no more husband. Sharee was involved and helped set it up. I have all the proof.
And we will be showing you dramatic moments in the Hulk Hogan sex tape trial. Plus, Jared Fogle assaulted in prison. The brother of the man who assaulted him is here. But first, Sharee Miller's got a lot to say. You will hear from her directly, and a great deal has happened to her since that forensic file aired. In 2001, sentenced to life in prison. 2009, the judge grants her a new trial. Sharee is eventually released for 3 years. In 2012, the judge reverses that decision. Sharee's back to prison. Joining us, Sarah Azari, criminal defense attorney, Vanessa Barnett, journalist, Troy Slayton, former prosecutor, and Kevin Shanlon, lead detective in the Sharee Miller case. Now, Kevin, they exchanged over 1,400 emails, but as you found in your detective work, she was into more stuff than just emails with this one guy.
She was. She was had very numerous lives that she was living with females and males, and manipulated many people.
How did you figure this out? Was this all just secondhand reporting, or did you actually talk to the people that were the objects of her manipulation?
As soon as the homicide occurred, it appeared to be a robbery, but we still did the basic police work, and we checked on her whereabouts, and we checked on her story, and that's where, within days, we had information that she was at a local bar in a town of about 300 people committing a sex act on the dance floor before her husband was even put into the ground. So we followed up and kept a loose tail on her, even though she had a rock-solid alibi for the night of the homicide.
Now, she explained those emails between she and Sharee in an interview with NBC. I want you all to watch this. Take a look.
Did you love Sharee Cassidy?
No, I wasn't in love with Sharee Cassidy. No.
Do you think Sharee Cassidy was in love with you?
Did he love me or the fantasy?
Some people might, just by looking at the emails, think those are two people in love.
Yeah, and if you read a Daniel Steele book, you'll believe that too, you know. I mean, people talk. That's what we were doing.
Sharee told NBC she was shocked when police arrested her for her husband's murder. Take a look at this now.
Did you manipulate Sharee Cassidy into killing your husband?
No, I did not.
When police said to you, you were under arrest for the murder of your husband, Bruce, what flashed through your mind? What did you say?
My kids. I just started yelling, what am I going to do with my kids? Why would you think I would do this? I started crying. I couldn't believe it was like a nightmare.
Okay, that's why I brought two defense attorneys in today, because I can't believe anybody would have something cohesive to say about this case. But Sarah, I'm going to give you a first crack at it.
Well, okay, baloney, all right?
What's baloney?
Everything that she's saying, denying that she was involved in this crime.
Right, she's a liar. We know one thing for sure, she's a liar.
Absolutely,
okay,
and she's a sociopath. And
oh, well, I don't know that yet, but I thought you were a defense attorney.
Well, but no, but here's the thing. There's clear evidence from the instant messages going back and forth.
Although she says those were fabricated.
Right,
somehow.
and that's my point. It's not enough to say that that people are fabricating something or pointing the finger at somebody else. You have to show a motive. So what's Jerry's motive in fabricating these instant messages?
Well, maybe Troy, maybe he's angry that she broke up with him and he wants to get back at her like a spurned lover.
It's all about money, Drew. Money is the root of all evil. But I think, yes, but I think that the first judge, made a good decision by by admitting the suicide note. That's why her case got overturned on appeal, because the court said, well, maybe that suicide note shouldn't come in. But yeah, it should come in because it totally implicated her.
On what ground would it not be admissible?
Because you can't cross-examine a piece of paper. You can't put the piece of paper on the witness stand and let defense attorneys like us ask the really hard questions.
It's hearsay.
It's hearsay.
In his handwriting,
but there's
his
a lot
Of,
words.
he's not there to be cross-examined.
There's a lot of exceptions, though. And this was one of the exceptions.
Vanessa, you think that's weird? I think it's weird.
This is BS.
Yeah.
Beyond weird. I mean, the man is spelling out the whole case for you. You got to let it in. I'm from the common sense court. I don't know what court they work in. It's all common sense here. The man spells it out. He would have never killed her husband had she not put him up to it.
And this business, we just heard in that last piece of paper, hey, people talk. What are you going to do? Just a little chatty. She also lied to this guy, right, about being pregnant. She says it's because he was depressed and then thought that, well, I'll cheer him up by letting him think he's got a child coming. And then she made up the story about her husband making her get an abortion because she knew to explain why she wasn't pregnant when she actually had sex with Jerry next time, pretty much. But this woman sounds, I mean, I hear this story flipped me out a lot, I got to tell you, because it to me, if 70% of this, if 50% of it's true, it shows how much people can get into behaviors, how untrustworthy somebody can be. And I'm generally a trusting person, and so it rocked me a bit.
And this is a homicide detective. Exactly. This is not an average Joe. This is a guy who can tell when someone's telling the truth versus someone lying to him, and he was duped. So imagine.
Kevin, comment on that, if you would. That is a really important point, isn't it?
Yeah, see, it helped on him delaying what we found and discovered because he left no evidence behind at the scene.
But Kevin, I think you're missing the point. The point is that here's a pretty savvy dude that's used to dealing with untrustworthy people, and even he was duped by this chick.
True. She manipulated. When you read all 1,400 emails, it was a roller coaster ride for him. She was sexually available to him in any way that he'd like, and then she would cut him off and tell him these wild stories that she was her husband was involved with the mafia, that she lost 3 of Jerry's kids to being beat. He just led him down a road that emotionally he couldn't see for what was really going on.
All right, we'll keep this going. We're going to talk to Sharee's former attorney, and later Jared Fogle. He's assaulted in prison. The brother of the man who assaulted Jared Fogle will be here with me. We'll be right back after this.